Welcome to another podcast, everyone, with the Lending Language Lab. I'm Ro.
I'm Arnell.
And let's get into today's topic. So today's topic and hot gossip is going to be on healthy studying habits.
Hot gossip. How is healthy studying habits going to be gossip?
Well, for this episode in particular, what we're really going to get into today are some healthy studying habits that have a unique twist on it. And then maybe in part 2, we'll actually get into some real studying habits. But for this one, we're going to focus on the funny, the wacky, and the unique.
Okay, I'm here for that. Let's see what we have in store for our wacky habits.
So I think today, let's start off with some habits that we have experienced. We kind of talked about this earlier, but I was telling Arnell about how, so as you guys know, you're probably wondering why my background is a little bit different. I'm actually back home in the States, but typically I live in France as I finished my degree. So last year, we were taking a French language class, and we were talking about it with a professor. You know what that professor told me? She said, "Oh, if you guys really want to know how to learn a language, you should really date someone from that country who speaks that language." And tell me how I did not get flashbacks of my time from freaking Korea, where I think we got told the exact same stuff by our director.
Oh yeah, we definitely did. And this is terrible advice.
Terrible advice.
Because it always ends up being imbalanced. One person's going to learn one language and then you're just going to be teaching them.
Or you meet people who say that they want to learn the language or help you learn the language, and they have two situations. Either one, being they're in a relationship and they're just looking for a side piece action. So to be honest, there's no learning unless you count learning between the sheets. But obviously,
right? How are you going to tell me you married a whole Korean man? How fluent are you in Korean again?
0. Okay, not to say, okay. It makes me like my husband came for me for a different reason. No.
No, I'm not saying that, but like you definitely did date him, and you would think, oh yeah, you're gonna be fluent in Korean because you're with a Korean guy. But no, Exhibit A, that's not what ended up happening.
No, it doesn't work.
He's super fluent in English though.
Oh, super fluent. He has tried to teach me Korean. We're going to try to learn Korean together because we got to figure out our plans for the future. But he has this big idea that we're going to practice Korean for an hour a day. And we had this promise before, and clearly that did not work out because he gets irritated with me and I get irritated with him. And then we get in a big argument. So no, dating with someone to learn another language, you are out of your freaking mind. That does not work. Do not listen to anyone who tells you that. I mean, unless you're doing it because you want to have some fun, hey, all on you, buddy. You do you. But for us, trying to be serious about learning another language, it does not work. And that's period. Period. So that's something that we have heard. So today we're going to talk more about some interesting studying tips. So I took to the internet to kind of find a list and compile it together to see the unique, the wacky, and the interesting healthy studying tips I have seen recommended by people on the internet. So number 1, talk to your plants. So this one kind of, I think it makes sense. But I don't really want to talk to my plants. I've heard if you talk to your plant, it helps them grow better because you're breathing out that carbon dioxide. That's not right.
Carbon dioxide? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I would be out here on the freaking internet be getting wrong. Oh, goddamn. I can't curse. So you can talk to your plants, which kind of makes sense. maybe you look a little strange, but if you're trying to learn a complex subject, sometimes teaching it or explaining it to someone else or something else, I guess, something else like a plant, is great for you to show that you understood the information and you can regurgitate that information out, which means like it's going through that process. And also, you know, a plant's not gonna look at you and say, wow, you're really stupid, so hey.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about the plant judging you. Exactly. But I do feel like there's a problem when the plant doesn't talk back to you. So you don't even know if you're saying the right thing. Yeah, so exactly. Use this tip with caution. With caution.
And also, please, public announcement, do not do this in public. You might look a little bit strange, a little bit funny. Some people might be like, do we need to call someone?
Okay, moving on to the next one. So the next one is wear a costume. Dress up as a historical figure or a character from your studying material. It can make the experience more fun and immersive. Now, me personally, I don't know if I would use this one.
No.
Because, I mean, maybe you can use it in your house.
I mean, I think it just feeds it to a little bit of the Delulu out there if you want to be Delulu. I mean,
like it's taken, you know, cultural integration to another level.
Yeah, true. I mean, for me, you know, one of my final assignments for college class was to film a play by Shakespeare.
Really?
I still ironically remember that play.
It definitely makes core memories.
Oh, it does. It does. Yeah. Now, are these memories I want to keep for my life? Oh, I think I'm good. All right. Number 3. This one is a little bit interesting. I mean, maybe if you got a bath bomb, but study in the bathtub. Take your nose or a waterproof tablet into a dry bathtub. Oh my God.
I didn't realize it was going to be dry.
I didn't realize it was dry.
You're going to relax and you're going to take your tablet and kind of go over.
I thought they were
study notes.
But then why do you bring a waterproof tablet into a dry bathtub? Makes no sense.
Do they make waterproof tablets?
I don't think so. I mean, you get that like little baggie for it, but yeah. But some people say the confined space and lack of usual study materials might help you focus. I think you get that same experience from being in your closet, but yeah, to each their own.
Yeah. Okay, next one is sticky note shower. So cover your bathroom with sticky notes and take a shower and look at them while you're washing up for a quirky revision session. Now, I think this is a very good idea, but I would kind of tweak it a little bit where it's not just in your bathroom. It'd be all around the house.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think if it's in the shower while you're showering, like what's going to stop the humidity from the shower making the sticky notes fall? Then you just got wet sticky note paper all over your bathroom.
Exactly. And when you're showering, don't you want to kind of focus on washing up?
Another one, this kind of feeds into the plant one, but mirror lectures. Give yourself a lecture in the mirror. It's a great way to practice speaking confidently and to reinforce information. Now,
I'm fully here for this one. I love a manifestation in the mirror.
Well, it reminds me of like The Sims, like trying to up their charisma skill.
The Sims in real life.
You're simming in real life.
So the next one is use a fake accent. Read your notes or textbooks aloud in a funny accent. The novelty can make studying more enjoyable and memorable. I think this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, I mean, I get to that point.
I think you can make it fun.
I get to that point when I'm on my wit's end. I sound a bit crazy, but I'm like, well, I say it a little bit aggressively to myself. Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe you gotta look in the mirror and start talking to the mirror again.
gotta sim myself. All right, this one, I don't know why I keep getting inanimate objects, but apparently study with a puppet. Use a hand puppet to explain difficult concepts. It can make the process more entertaining and less stressful. Which, once
So
again,
for like kids, I think if you are trying to teach your kids a new language, this could be really engaging for a kid. But I don't know if this would be very entertaining for adults because it kind of feels childish to me.
it feels a little bit like you might be going crazy, but hey, do you, boo, do you.
Like, it feels like you're gonna have to be wearing the squishy socks and the straight jacket somewhere.
I know, and the paper clothes.
Yeah.
Not that we got hate against that. We're just saying.
I mean,
you look a little interesting, buddy.
So moving on to lie on the floor. Spread your study materials around you and study lying on the floor. The change in perspective can be oddly refreshing. Have you ever used one like this before?
I mean, I've done it because sometimes when I'm on my bed, the papers get wrinkled and stuff, and sometimes I just need to be like surrounded by what I'm studying. So I kind of look like I sit in the middle of the floor with my stuff all around me. Do I lie on the floor? No, because that hurts my back, and that's because I'm older now. But maybe when I was younger, I did that. But when I'm older now, no, it's like my back will hurt if I lie on the floor for too long.
I do feel like a change of scenery definitely can help because sometimes you kind of get in your head when you're studying in one place, which we'll get into
on our more serious tips.
Yeah, but this is just the fun stuff.
All right, moving on. Dance it out. Create a dance routine to go along with your study material. The movement can help cement information in your memory. Now, I have done this. I feel like I have actually done this. Not a dance routine so much because that's kind of like, no, like I might be just like sitting there like, just moving because I listen to music while I study most of the time, especially that classical stuff, gets my riz going, gotta get up and dance it out like to Beethoven's whatever, like da, 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 da. Or I just might pace around angrily. But hey, I think it works.
Okay, cool. The next one is use a megaphone. Okay, we're gonna have to take a slight pause for that one. Megaphone.
Yeah.
Read through your notes through a megaphone. The loud volume can help you stay awake and emphasize important points.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
I don't know either because once again, I think people are just going to assume you need to go maybe take a nap.
Yeah, a lot of these, it may have you getting committed.
Yeah.
So
I guess people who maybe have like stayed up for a very long time to study might need this because they might be falling asleep and they're like, stay awake, can't fall asleep.
I don't think I've ever went through getting to this stage where I need to be staying up all night. Like I've never done an all-nighter in my life. So
maybe they're having a tough time.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Next one is study with pets, which when I first read that, I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Like, of
course, you'll resonate with this.
But I do not resonate with the actual point, which is put tiny glasses of books on your pets and pretend you're having a study session together. The cuteness can reduce stress. My cat will not let me go anywhere near him with glasses. He's like, F you, and walks away. So no, like I like having a cat in my lap to kind of like, pet or, have him next to me because he does like to lay on my notebook when I'm studying, which is kind of inconvenient, but also super duper cute. Mm-hmm. But I could also see it as a distraction. So I guess it depends on your ability to stay focused while your cute little pet is staring up at you.
Yeah, I feel like this will keep you more distracted than actually studying.
Right.
Okay, moving on to upside down study. So lie on your bed with your head hanging off the edge, upside down, while reviewing flashcards. The blood rush might keep you alert. Interesting.
How long are we doing this?
Yeah, like we need a time frame. Like, is it 5 minutes, 1 minute?
I mean, I guess to each their own here. I really don't have much more to say other than, if you feel yourself falling off, then maybe you should stop that.
Yeah, you know what? You guys use this one and tell us in the comments how it worked for you.
Yes, I agree. Because personally, I get head rush very easily, so I'm good. I don't need it. Okay, next one is silent disco study. Wear headphones and dance around while reviewing flashcards or notes. The fun activity might make the information stick better. I think this one kind of like leads up to maybe dance it out.
Yeah, I think those can be conjoined.
Yeah. Now, sometimes wearing headphones does help me focus, but sometimes my ears start hurting, so then I switch to outside. But hey, whatever you need to do, sometimes moving your body does help with memory. I do agree with that point. Sometimes doing that helps you remember, especially if you're having a hard time with the information sitting still. Try walking around while reading it. I think it helps with the focus.
Okay, moving on to backward reading. So read your study material backwards, word by word. It's challenging, but can force you to pay closer attention. I actually really like this one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's unique. Yeah. Now, for long passages, maybe not functional.
Yeah.
But short ones, yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work for short ones because it really has you focusing on different, like maybe if you're trying to get some more vocabulary words in, this will work better for you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember as a child they made us write forwards and backwards to remember vocabulary words. So maybe that one will work. I agree. Yeah. This last one is our last one on our point, but I think it's interesting, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have tried this with learning another language. But sleep talking. Record your notes and play them while you sleep. Some people believe it helps with subconscious learning. Now,
I've heard all about this too. I've tried it.
Does it work for
you? I don't think it's ever worked for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I tried doing that to like learn, I think, Spanish at some point. Never worked.
Because they have like long videos on YouTube of people speaking in languages that you can play during your sleep. I do think that it may work better with your own study notes because you're already learning these things. So it may soak in a little bit better when you're sleeping because this is material you're already working with.
Yeah, and sometimes, heck, and if it doesn't work for sleeping, then just play it back while you're studying or walking or running or whatever, like doing something.
I think doing something like maybe if you're working out, that will work better than sleeping because you're connecting an activity to the material that you're learning.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with that one. All right. Well, that's the end of part 1, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. I'm Ro.
And I'm Ronell.
See you next time.
Bye. Stay tuned for part 2.
I know I have my unique studying habits, especially now that I'm back at school and I'm learning new content. I really need that push to kind of like stay focused and learn this new material. So for me, I like to do some things a little bit fun. For instance,